Oh, hello people out there in YouTube land. This is michaelkaer. It is Saturday the 14th of March 2009, and I've already responded to a couple of different people today on YouTube talking about the coming economic crunch. And I say the coming economic crunch because what we've seen so far is just the first part of it. It's not even close to being done. Um, there's going to be people out there who think I'm a bit of a nutter, and that's fine with me. And they're going to say, what the heck are you wearing a hat inside your house for? Well, I'll tell you, I live in Canada. Right now it's wintertime. It's a little bit chilly in my kitchen where I'm doing this, and I don't have the furnace blasting full blast. So I'm taking a little bit of Jimmy Carter's advice, and I'm wearing a heavy sweater, and the hat keeps me nice and warm. So deal with it and get over with it. I'm also pretty scruffy. I'm letting my beard grow in. I I think that that's going to be something a lot of people are going to be doing. So I'm just ahead of the trend, I think. The other thing I'd like to talk about is in times of crisis and panic, being a certified reflexologist and also a person who's written a book on relaxation therapy, I think we need to step back, take a deep breath, and get back to basics. A lot of people are going into panic mode. Where I live, a lot of the good paying jobs around here work in the auto industry in one form or another, making parts for it, or assembly line or whatever. And those are good jobs. But if the trucks or the cars are not selling, then everything's going to go to hell. And so people are going to have to either learn to do something else or suffer the consequences. So here's my quick suggestion. Grow your own food in any way, shape, or form. If you're living in an apartment, grow it out on the balcony. See if you can grow it on top of the roof. Get a bunch of planters. If you live in the city, find out what kind of local committees might have a community garden. Your front lawn, if you have your own house, put out certain planters or raised boxes or something. Any place that you can grow food, grow it, because no matter what, if you can feed yourself, you're doing good. The basics that you can buy in the store right now are rice and beans. If you don't like rice, then I would get into different lentils. If you don't like beans, I don't know what else to tell you about, because beans are pretty protein intensive. And rice and beans, having that combination is a good combination as far as foods are concerned. You still need some fats and oils and some other stuff. If you can get your hands on hemp seed oil or hemp seed itself, that is nearly a perfect food in itself. It has all these omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, and it's a really, really good food for the body. We can assimilate it very well. That's another one of those things on the list of foods to have available. Anything to do with hemp, excellent. Expensive, but worth it. The other thing that I would strongly suggest is warm clothing. Stock an extra tent if you can find one at a used thrift shop somewhere. Have an extra tent just in case something happens in your area and you're forced to leave. There's different ideas about having some sort of bug out bag. I have one on hand, or I did. I have to reassemble it again. Replace a lot of stuff that was in it. But I don't really expect to have to leave. But I'd be able to put something together really quick. And I know basically what would go in it ahead of time if I were having to leave my house. I'm trying to be as self-sufficient as possible and not having to rely on the government for anything if possible. Stock up on water, stock up on food. Anything else doesn't really matter. Food, water, clothing, shelter. Those are the basics. Get them. Here in North America, those commodities, so to speak, are relatively inexpensive. And you could ask for them for free if you went to a food bank or went to local places. Different church groups will feed you at different times during the week, or once a month or something. There are different ways of getting together with your community to be able to eat. Those are all good. I would not recommend it during flu season, just because having a whole bunch of people together in enclosed spaces would exacerbate the chance of you catching some sort of illness or flu or something. Those are things to watch out for. Anything else that you can do outdoors to get yourself in better shape? I also happen to do Tai Chi, so that's something that helps me keep my body in shape. I'm seeing that my time is starting to get up there. It's at 7 minutes. So I want to get back on point and basically give you a quick rundown of what you need. And I think I've done a fairly good job of it. The basics are food, shelter, water, and warm clothes. So go out there, be safe. If you have some skill that other people would be willing to pay for, whether it's in food or tools or some form of barter, fine. Brush up on those skills. For me, I fix bicycles. That's something that a lot of people are going to need in the future when gas prices go through the roof. And think of barter items whenever you're out in the store. People are going to have to start learning to repair their own clothing and sew and darn their socks and learn how to knit and things like that all over again. Because a lot of the places where we buy our goods are going to be closing down and shipping is going to be very expensive. So keep those things in mind. If you're thinking ahead, you can get your mind around this as quickly as possible and get through the depression that most of us doom and gloomers, as we're called, have to go through to adjust our mind to get ready for surviving economic downturn. So if you can do all that, you're going to be far further ahead than most other people. Somebody was talking about the fact that, I'm not sure of his statistics, but he said that 7% of all Americans, I guess he's from the States, are ready or prepared in some form or another for an emergency. That means 93% of the population are not prepared, and they're going to be freaking out. So if that number holds true for other countries, then you might be one of those, top 10%ers. So get in the top 10%. Don't worry if people think you're crazy, because once you've got your seeds and once you've got and planted your own garden, you're eating your own food, planting potatoes, anything like that. If you're eating and they're not going to think you're so crazy. So it's all in what you do now that's going to show you how it's going to come to pass. My time's almost up. Have yourself a good day and just chill out, relax, and breathe. Bye now.